This is crazy news. A company has decided to install 1,500 ATMs for Bitcoin in one country. Yeah, that's huge. Now, I know that we already had a video discussing about 2,000 Bitcoin ATMs in the United States by one company, but now it's going to be 1,500 Bitcoin ATMs installed in where? El Salvador, where there's a population of over 6 million people compared to America's 331, I believe. That's a big difference. Athena Bitcoin is poised to install 1,500, and they have currently successfully gotten $1 million of funding, which should be enough for them to install an office, hire people, and it'll help kickstart operations while the Bitcoin law is supposed to go into effect on September 7th. This is absolutely crazy because there's currently in the entire world, last time when we were reporting, I believe it was 21,800. Currently we are past that number, and when we check on Coin ATM Radar, we get 22,266 ATMs. Now add another 1,500 to that, and you realize how crazy that is in terms of percentages. One company already has 2,000 ATMs. Here's another company that wants to install 1,500 additional ATMs. Every single country is going to have a dominant force. Now, in America, the market's already saturated. You can still make money with crypto ATMs, but there are other countries out there in the world that will accept cryptocurrency. That it all depends on two things: regulation and money. Here we are recording a few days later just to compare the numbers within that time frame. There are 22,471 ATMs, 73 countries, 43 producers, and 606 operators, of which America is obviously number one with 19,598 locations. Not too long ago, it was 18,000. Dang. Canada, 1,576 locations, and El Salvador currently has 2 locations. It's in tied with Costa Rica, Bahrain, and Guam. That's right, 2 locations, and suddenly they're going to add 1,500. It's not going to be that quickly. Just think of it in terms of scale. Oh my god, that is so many ATMs. It's probably going to take a year or more to install that many, unless they hire a bunch of people, but it wouldn't really make sense. I think they're just announcing their plan. But if they installed 1,500, suddenly they would have 1,502, unless they inspired even more. So just let's add a few more, 1,510, and they'd be very close to beating Canada and being in the second position. Number 3rd is the United Kingdom with 192 locations. So from Canada's 1,576 to 192, we see a steep drop off. And this is North America. Now, if El Salvador does put in the 1,500 rather quickly, South America will beat Europe, because Europe is also doing pretty well, but it's really just mainly North America at the moment. And Asia is still kind of behind, but there's a few countries that are definitely very crypto friendly over there. Austria is at 160 locations, Spain 149. Here's our first Asian country, Hong Kong, with 124, Switzerland 120, and Poland 116. So Poland is not too bad right now. It is number 7th. I'll actually move down to number 8th position, but it's almost behind Switzerland and Hong Kong. Very few ATMs are in that difference. And those are all the countries that are above 100 ATMs. Romania is in the 9th position with 91 locations, and then it's a steep drop off from there. Germany only has 54 locations. We have Belgium with 44, Australia, a pretty big country, 33. France has only 4. You might be thinking to yourself, well, what really goes on here? And that's regulation. So the money is definitely important, because if you have really poor countries like Djibouti with 1 location, or Botswana with 1, or the Bahamas with 4 locations. Sure, the Bahamas are small, but they're still rather poor, and sure, they're very close to the United States, but I mean, there's only 4. Israel, a very wealthy country, 7 locations. It is small. Singapore, a very wealthy Asian country, extremely small, so 10 is a reasonable number, but it's not just wealth, it's also regulations. And obviously, if a country is very happy with Bitcoin, then you're going to see a lot of Bitcoin ATMs and a lot of Bitcoin companies suddenly come up in exchanges, because Germany's a fantastic example where they used to have more ATMs. And there's actually a bunch of companies that had to retreat from certain countries because of regulations. So hopefully Athena Bitcoin is able to dominate Latin America. They're currently operating in other countries. The director for Athena in Latin America said that while the market depth leading to the eventual success of his company in El Salvador was uncertain, it was certainly exciting. On June 8th, El Salvador's legislature passed a bill. On September 7th, it's going to get added. If adoption gets traction, 1,500 ATMs is roughly 1 in every 4,000 people. In the US, we used to do 1 in every 150,000, then 1 in every 100,000, but here it could be even more. The director also said his company was looking at twisting the cash logistics in a different way and partnering with financial institutions on the ground. In every Latin American country I've taken the company, it's a completely different ballgame, and we need to be very creative to be able to stay afloat. Rather than staying in its profit comfort zone in the US, Athena decided to pursue countries south of the border. We truly believe in the mission of taking this to the people who need it the most. Very interesting perspective, but I also think they're playing the long game. They see that there's going to be a lot of money if they're the dominating force. And in America, sure, you can fight for slices of the pie, but why when you can just dominate the whole pie? Well, create a monopoly. In El Salvador, there's 2 ATMs where we don't even know if those two there might be. Let's check it out, actually. El Salvador. We click on Coin ATM Radar, and it tells us that there 2 are south of San Salvador. One is in El Sunzal, one is in El Zonte. All right, I'm surprised that they're not in San Salvador. One is, there we go, it's Athena Bitcoin, and the other one in El Sunzal, it is not Athena, it is Papaya Lodge. So one of them is already in Athena. They've already installed one. The other is just some random, it doesn't really have a name. I think that's just where it's located at, Papaya Lodge. Great. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And anybody can run a Bitcoin ATM. So that's today's video. It's just pretty crazy to me that we were not too long ago at 10,000 ATMs worldwide. And now we're approaching 25,000. Before you know it, we're going to hit 50,000, 100,000 ATMs. Pretty soon, we're going to see more ATMs than the price of Bitcoin itself, which is just crazy to think about. But hopefully there's going to be more countries joining to that list, and hopefully the countries that are currently on there are able to beat America in the future, because that would be lovely. But obviously America's beating the pack, so it's still going to be a few years. But regulations slowing things down in America. So any country that's open and has some money, of course, has some investors, or it gets money from outside investment, you're going to see a lot of ATMs pop up. That's today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a safe one. Bye.